What is up, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video here at Cuspide Insurance. My name is Carlos, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 most common mistakes new ACA agents make and how to avoid them. Let's jump right into it. So first of all, I just want to say the background is a little different. We're investing in a nice recording studio, content creation studio here. Everything's going to be much different, but it's under construction for now, so there might be like a little bit of an echo. The ACA sales are going great, as you can see. We're investing in a nicer setup. So new agents, there's a lot of mistakes that you can make. I'm going to be talking about all of these with a bonus tip at the end to boost your sales, so stay tuned towards the end, just because it's such an overlooked simple step that will actually boost your sales in the most important part of the call, right? First of all, I want to say that I've made these myself back when I was starting out years ago. So don't be ashamed. But it is a very kind of, serious business. You're dealing with personal information, so you want to be as professional as possible, right? So number one, we're going to start right into it, and it is forgetting to ask how your clients get paid, right? So forgetting to ask how you get paid. That is very important. There's either two ways usually you're going to deal with: a W-2 or a 1099, right? We're not talking about like retirement income, social security benefits. Let's just focus on the most common ones: W-2, 1099. Depending on what they say, it's going to be completely different in terms of how much premium tax credit your client is going to get. So with this question, you're pretty much calculating how much subsidy they're going to end up paying, how much monthly premiums, right? Everybody wants to save as much as possible, especially in 2025. So if they get paid W-2, you can easily estimate their income. Whatever they say they make with W-2, it's what you're going to quote them with, right? But it's a lot different with a 1099 because you're dealing with a lot of deductions that are yet to be made. So with the 1099, you're going to want to find out how much their modified adjusted gross income is, right? So after the deductions are made, after expenses are made, after everything possible, figure out that adjusted gross income, right? So a lot of people say they make $100,000. Let's just use an example: $100,000 a year. By the time they make their expenses, they deduct everything from the 1099. They're not left with $100,000, right? Some people are left with $30K, $40K, $60K, depending on how much that specific person deducts from their expenses, deducts from their income. So find out how much that is, right? So because you're going to scare a lot of clients if you give them the wrong if you input the wrong income and then they're actually not making that. So try and ask how much did you return last year? How much are you left with? What's your adjusted gross income? Always ask that. Always ask if they either get paid 1099 or they get paid W-2. When you ask them, what do you do for your job? How much you get paid? Okay, and do you get paid W-2 or 1099? And then you can narrow it down from there. If it's W-2, great. If it's 1099, now you got to do some math, and you got to figure that out. So you don't want them to overestimate their income. You don't want them to underestimate their income, leading to tax surprises at the end of the year. So find out, take your time, find out how much their adjusted gross income is, especially if you're dealing with a 1099. And also ask if they're married, does your spouse work, right? So a lot of times only the husband works, right? But you got to ask who in the household, how big is the household, who works in the household. All the income in the tax household matters, okay? Real quick, guys, if you're a new ACA agent, you just got into the business, you want to see what to do from here, I've highlighted a blueprint in the description. It's an ACA agent course designed for new agents to succeed in the ACA business. Everything you need, from figuring out what to do after your license, to sales, to mastering sales, marketing, leads, everything you need is in this ACA agent blueprint. So I highly suggest, if you're serious about making money in the ACA business, to check it out in the description. So that is number one, very, very important. Let's continue to number two, and that is not verifying a client's eligibility, okay? There are a couple things, points we need to talk about here. Number one, I want you to get used to checking for previous policies, okay? For two reasons. Number one, a lot of people are just clueless. You have to assume that your client really does not know much. A huge mistake is assuming that they know as much as you and they're prepared. No, a lot of people, you're going to deal with a lot of people who are clueless, right? they don't know how the system works. They don't know who they've been talking to. There's a lot of scams going on out there with the subsidized scams. People get enrolled without them even knowing. They give up their information. So the number one thing that you need to do before you even enroll them is check, whether it be through Health Sherpa or whatever, check if they already have an existing policy. The best way is to go through Health Sherpa. Up on the screen here, type their name, last name, date of birth, and state. And if you click search, it's going to pop up if they either have an existing policy or not. Get used to doing that. Even if they say they've never had health insurance before, get used to doing that, because then you accidentally make a duplicate policy. Tax time comes around, it's a giant mess. They're going to be screaming at you. Avoid all of that. Whether or not they tell you that they have a plan or not, you check previously just to make sure, okay? I have a little paper here to keep me on track. Also, you're not asking if they have Medicaid or not, right? So ask, again, people they don't know. You cannot have both. You cannot have job coverage and health insurance through the marketplace. So ask, you're a detective, ask away, right? Do you have Medicaid already? Do you qualify for Medicaid? Do you have coverage through your job? How much is it, right? So always ask these two questions, because not verifying a client's eligibility could, first of all, save you both time and especially save you a lot of trouble, right? So that's number two. Number three here is not asking the right questions, okay? New agents just simply do not ask the right questions. You have to ask the right questions. Now, what are these right questions that you need to ask? Well, number one here, again, you are a detective. As an insurance agent, as an ACA agent, you are a detective. So try and find out as much as possible, okay? You find out by asking questions. So ask the right questions here. Number one, do you have any, pre-existing conditions, right? That's going to lead you down to the next questions, like, oh, do you plan to use your plan a lot? Like, is it something that you're going to use, or is it something kind of, just in case, right? Oh no, I'm healthy as a horse. I barely go to the doctor, like maybe once a year. Now you know where to look. If they have a pre-existing conditions, maybe they're diabetic, bunch of good plans for diabetics, right? So now you know how to narrow it down, you know which way to go with your client. So always ask any pre-existing conditions. Another good one, do you take any medications, any prescription drugs that you want your plan to cover? And then on healthcare.gov or on Health Sherpa, you can filter plans out by the medications, find out their exact dosage, their exact brand, everything. So you can search it up, and if it matches, now you got a good plan for them. So ask the right questions, folks. Ask the right questions. It's going to make your sales easier. It's going to make the whole selling process a lot better, and you're going to close more deals if you just ask the right questions. Number 4 here, huge mistake agents make is not following up with your clients, okay? You have to follow up with them. You have to service them. A lot of agents sell and they forget about their clients. So especially when you're starting out, you do not want to do that. You want to build a relationship with your clients. That's how you get them to never leave you. You can do this many ways. What I like to do is I like to let them know, first of all, after the sale's done, I'm going to take care of you for the rest of the year. Any doubts, anything you need regarding health insurance, you give me a call. A paper comes in your mail, you give me a call. If someone calls you offering you, you give me a call. I'm going to take care of you from here on out. I'm going to enroll you next year as well. I'm going to be the one taking care of you. Anything you need, you let me know. That's how you establish relationship with your client. Sure, you could just throw them through the insurance company. Hey, look, call the insurance company on your card. Go that way. But if you want to build relationships, and if you're just starting out, if you're an independent agent, you want to build a book of business that grows over time, take care of your clients, service them. Not too long ago, I went to the post mail, sent them out gifts for their birthdays. I send them a happy birthday. I have an app on my phone, send them a happy birthday text. Hey, happy birthday, have a great day, have a great rest of the year, whatever. Another thing you could do is just follow up with them normally. Hey, how's everything going? Do you need anything? How are you? Anything like that. Just follow up with them so they know that you care about them and you're taking care of them, and then they're in good hands, right? You don't want for your only contact to be during open enrollment periods. That's not how you build long-term clients. Sure, those are the best, the ones who don't bother you throughout the year, but build that relationship with them. Let them know that you're in good hands. Okay, one more thing that you could do is ask them that their coverage is about to start. So obviously health insurance enrollments through the ACA are always in next month periods. If you enroll in February, your plan's ready March. If you enroll in March, your plan's ready April, etc. So what I like to do is when that new month is ready, let's say it's April 1st, everybody that I enrolled in March, I like to send them a text. Hey, blank, I just want to let you know your plan is now active. You can make appointments. You could use your plan pretty much. So that way they know again that they're being taken care of, that you are on top of their health, that you are on top of their policy, right? You're keeping track of everything, and they're overall in good hands. Now they just received an update from you. So take care of your clients, follow up with them. If you sell them, your job is not over yet, okay? You are servicing them for life if you truly want to build a book of business. Lastly here is number 5, is simply not having contracts with all the carriers. You miss a lot of sales here. I know some companies are good, but in some areas they're just terrible, right? They don't have the contracts with some hospitals. They don't have good networks in some zip codes. So get used to having contracts with all the carriers, because a lot of people just love not paying. They love low deductible. They love low plans, right? Everything that's low. And some companies that you have are just in that area are just not going to have what the client is looking for. And you must be ready to offer the plans. Luckily here at our agency, we have contracts with all of them. So if you want to reach out to us here, you can. Here's the things on the screen, my contacts. Reach out. No contracts required, right? You're not signing your life away. You can leave at any time. But you will have that luxury of offering your clients all the policies. There's nothing more beautiful than being able to, hey, look, you could pick whatever plan you want. I'm here to help you. I'm not incentivized to sell you one or the other. Whatever you want, I could sell you, right? So you're not pressured into, oh my God, I can only sell them a United Healthcare plan, Aetna plan. Oh my God, like they must buy this plan. And you're trying to push that, and then it's just terrible, right? Because you're really not helping them at the end of the day. So get used to having all the contracts. Try your best. Reach out to your agency. If you're independent, start making those contracts with all the carriers. Sure, it's okay to have your favorite company or the one where you have the most. If the plan is good, then you push them there. That's fine. But really get used to having all the contracts. Very important. Now, last tip here, bonus tip. The most important thing when it comes to sales, when it comes to explaining your plans, is silence. Stop talking too much, okay? I see this a lot of time. People just talk too much, especially when they're explaining the benefits. What I like to do, and what I've seen lots of other top sales people do in other industries, is as soon as you explain everything you need to do, just stop talking. People just love to talk over and over and over. They don't let their clients breathe. They don't let them ask questions. And usually they'll sell themselves, right? If you ask the right questions, if you let everything marinate, just stop talking, they'll sell themselves. So, for example, you explain the plan benefits, I just like to stop talking. So, yeah, and you do this and that, and okay, boom. I explain everything I need to do, I keep my mouth shut, silence. Sometimes it goes on too long, but boom. Once they start talking, they'll eventually push themselves. They can have an objection. They'll say, oh, they could also say, oh, I'm ready to go with the plan, or what do we do from here? But do not overshare anything, right? As soon as you tell them the benefits, everything that they need to hear, let them think, like let them process everything. If they have questions, they'll ask you. If they're ready, they'll purchase, right? So that would be my bonus little sales tip there, is do not overshare. As soon as you have everything, that's over. So new agents, hopefully that helped you out a little bit. Again, there's so much content here. If you don't know, I've made an ACA agent blueprint. It's a course designed for new agents. Right after you get your license, a lot of agents don't know what to do because the system is kind of wonky. So I've taught you everything in this course on from how to sell, how to explain plans, how to quote. Everything that you need to do as an insurance agent is in this course. It's in this blueprint. It's going to set you up for success. A lot of agents making over 6 figures. This could be you. So again, check it out in the link in the description. I promise you it's going to be a huge help. If you're serious about your ACA business, you got to have this blueprint. So Link is in the description. Hopefully you learned something. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I will see you in another one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.